You know, because why have real talent when you can just use AI now? So Marvel denies creating Fantastic Four First Steps poster with AI. Deadline takes them at their word, but fans aren't buying it. So there are some clear signs of when things are AI. Usually the digits, whether it be, hands, feet, usually the digits are a dead giveaway. Sometimes they might be good, but in this case, not so much. All right, so first off, this guy's only got 4 fingers. You got the thumb, there's a finger right there, a finger right there, and a finger right there. So unless we're living in some parallel world, he shouldn't have 4 fingers. This woman looks like she's got 4 fingers as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Um, apparently they are. All these other people look pretty dopey. Um, with her eyes. So, like again, 4 fingers are a dead giveaway. Go look at any AI. Like AI can create a picture. Their fingers, dead giveaway. So the fact that they possibly felt the need to use AI rather than just, oh, I don't know, making it themselves is a little ridiculous. Marvel Studios is pushing back against claims that AI was used to generate the Fantastic Four First Steps poster, but fans aren't convinced. The denial came through Deadline, a longtime Access Media outlet that, unsurprisingly, is taking Marvel's word for it without question. Because why would they question it? Would I lie? In the Twitter post above, you'll note that Deadline's cast no doubt on this statement. Why am I yawning? Because it's 3 o'clock in the morning. It's not a quote from Marvel. It's now Marvel claims it didn't use AI. It's a very definitive. Marvel Studios didn't use AI. In the actual article, Deadline simply cites the word of a Marvel representative. There was no confirmation on who the supposedly human artists were, who produced the poster, nor was there a quote from the artist detailing all the hard creative work they put into it. Well, that's what happens when it's AI. There is no person really. I mean, you have a person, prompts and stuff like that, but it's long gone are the days where you sit there and draw it out yourself. And nowadays, you can just AI. Um, Speculation exploded online when sharp-eyed fans noticed glaring issues with the poster. One character appears to only have 4 fingers, another seems to be missing a leg, and a rope in the background looks like it was awkwardly covering the text. Classic signs of AI-generated work. Missing a leg? Uh, where would these legs be? I don't see any legs. Whatever. uh, a Twitter user calling themselves Chris detailed all the inconsistencies in the thread below. Let's see. Marvel's new Fantastic Four posters are literally AI, and here's a thread breakdown. 4 fingers. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, clear sign. Right there, it looks kind of dopey, like trying to create a face, but it's not working. One leg. I mean, you could say the other leg is over here, but it's still not a very convincing looking leg. Weird hands. Trying to reach out and touch God. Yeah, they are kind of dopey looking. Sometimes, like, when it's AI, you'll have like a clenched fist, kind of like this, but then like the fingers will be abnormally long. So basically, if they were to open up their hands, they'd have like salad fingers type fingers. You know, they'd be long. That kind of looks like the case right here because you see the knuckles right there, and then you see these really long fingers. So if they're making a fist like that, they're like this. If they were to open up their fingers, you know, their fingers would be like salad fingers. They'd be like, hello. You know, and they'd be talking about, I like rusty spoons or something. I don't know. Two hooks of two different styles. Yeah, this is more of a closed hook, and that one's definitely more open. Rope loses itself, but they try to cover it up with lettering. Y'all this is getting out of hand. Maybe it's part of the Simpsons universe. Could be. Now that's a very possible possibility that they're all Simpsons. They all got 4 fingers and God. Flashbang. Oof. But yeah. Marvel, of course, claims there's nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Its representative told Deadline that AI was not you. But the statement does little to quiet the skepticism. After all, I'm guessing making the 4 fingers and all that was just a creative choice. And again, with the, you know, because when you see from no matter what angle, you know, their knuckles were a lot further back than they were. The fingers were a lot longer, so that when they opened their hand, they would have had like longer fingers. Hello. So again, clear sign. The 4 fingers, clear sign. Missing a leg, clear sign. So I mean, they think people are stupid. You know, they think people are stupid. After all, this is the same studio that did use AI for this intro sequence of a Secret Invasion. But this is a decision that was widely criticized as a lazy, cost-cutting move. Cost cutters. You guys have cost cutters where you lived? Actually, is cost cutters still even around? Yeah, cost cutters. You guys remember cost cutters? I mean, we had when I lived in Bricktown, New Jersey, when I was a kid, so we had cost cutters there. I mean, obviously, it says right up there, Bricktown, New Jersey. But yeah, you guys remember cost cutters? I just saw cutting costs, and I just thought of cost cutters. You know, cost cutting move. I just thought of cost cutters. I'm like, hey, I remember that. We went there all the time. Lazy cost cutting move. I'm sorry. And you guys are like, John, you're pretty old. It's like, I remember cost cutters. I remember cost cutters. Interestingly, Deadline defends the Secret Invasion credits in its article, stating that if it fits the series' shape-shifting plot. Given the track record, many fans believe Marvel simply got caught and is now trying to run damage control. You think? The Fantastic Four, there's 4 of them, they're all fantastic. They are great people and they win bigly. The Fantastic Four poster dropped alongside the first teaser trailer, and with the Super Bowl right around the corner, Marvel is gearing up for a major marketing push. But instead of focusing on excitement for the film, the conversation is being hijacked by questions on whether Marvel is once again relying on AI instead of human creativity. I think the answer is pretty clear here. The studio can deny it all it wants, all they want, but unless they provide actual proof, the inconsistencies in the posters speak for themselves, and people who aren't on Deadline's payroll will question it. These are the same people who will point to the sky, and you see the sky is blue, and they'll say, the sky is red. And you're like, no, it's blue. No, I'm telling you the sky is red. Source, trust me, bro. Does this controversy point to a bigger problem? Yeah, laziness. If they're being this lazy with a fucking poster, imagine what the movie might be like. I'm about to say the laziest controversy. The latest controversy only adds to the skepticism around Fantastic Four First Steps. Marvel has been on shaky grounds with fans, and many see this film as a make or break moment. I mean, no offense, but like they've been saying that the whole time. Oh man, this is gonna break them. Yet, just like William Afton, they always come back. The studio struggled to generate excitement for its recent projects, with new heroes like Captain Marvel, Moon Knight, and the Eternals. The Eternals and Echo failing to resonate with audiences. Meanwhile, their strategy of replacing classic heroes with mantle-swapping counterparts, such as Kate Bishop as Hawkeye, Riri Williams as Ironheart, Shuri as Black Panther, and Sam Wilson as Captain America, has largely fallen flat. The first Fantastic Four trailer raised some concerns when it dropped yesterday, while it featured the four main heroes, a fully CGI version of the Thing, and even Herbie the robot. One key element was missing: Julia Garner's female Silver Surfer. Marvel made the controversial decision to, but okay, so that character does exist in the comics though. So I'm just gonna call that. Normally I would call out the gender swapping bullcrap, but there is a female Silver Surfer. So it's in the comics. So unfortunately, whether you like it or not, it's in the comics. So it's not like something they did for the movie. She exists in the comics. It's kind of like Mrs. Freeze for DC. You know, when with Suicide Squad, they introduced Mrs. Freeze, but instead of Mrs. Freeze, we get some like fat, angry-looking Asian guy. Like in the comics, Mrs. Freeze is Mrs. Freeze. You know, she looks like a woman, and she's pretty badass. You know, she's beautiful, she's badass. You know, Mr. Freeze's wife. But yeah, she exists in comics, just like the female Silver Surfer also exists in the comics. So if you watch me, you know that I'd be like one of the first people to call out the gender swapping crap. But this time, she's in the comics. So, so there you go. Female Silver Surfer is a real thing. It's in the comics. Again, I'd be the first one to call it out, but she's there. So, you know, Marvel made the controversial decision to gender swap, and yet they conspicuously left her out of the teaser. But it's nice that we're getting Galactus, not like a giant swirly thing of space dust and clouds Galactus like we got in the other one, but looks like we're getting Galactus. Meanwhile, fans were given a very brief look at Galactus. Between the AI accusations and the Silver Surfer controversy. Again, there's no controversy. She's in the comics. She's in the comics. So even if they were newer comics, the comics were still out before this movie came along. So therefore, there is canonically a female Silver Surfer. So, again, be one of the first ones to call out the gender swapping. But I'm outright telling you, you just saw it. It's in the comic. Controversy, Fantastic Four First Steps is already off to a rocky start. Rocky like the Thing. Whether this movie becomes the MCU's saving grace or its latest disaster remains to be seen. One thing is certain, fans aren't buying what Marvel or Deadline is selling. Does anyone point out? But it was a keyboard. Just because it was made by a soulless automaton incapable of original thought doesn't necessitate it was made by AI. It could Four Fingers, a vintage TLR film camera. Yeah, Four Fingers and a vintage TLR film camera that was not handled that way. Fake picture. There was a Fantastic Four movie, even with the right Silver Surfer. Um, was it? But yeah, I mean, it's pretty bad when you've got to use AI for something like this for just a poster. I mean, there are plenty of creative people who want to make things, like legitimately make things, not just put in some prompts and poof. No, people want to sit there and think, okay, you know, setting's gonna be this. There's gonna be person right there, and think of what everyone's gonna look like and actually sketch it out. And people want to do that, but it's like, well, this is less costly. So, but yeah. Again, the fingers, the fingers, Four Fingers, sure, dead giveaway that is AI. And you can go look up AI pictures online. Again, some of them are actually pretty good. You look at the hands, again, anything with like hands, feet, normally they're kind of like messed up, and you'll see like their fingers will have like the nail that's like not really looking like a nail or something, or their feet will like all of it will be morphed together, and just it's really weird. But some of them do look nice. In this case though, you got the four-fingered hand. But yeah, AI just to make a poster instead of having talented people make it who are creative. No, just AI. Just use AI. Anyway, that's gonna do for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.